I think often we let ego and we let pride really take us away from people who matter most in our lives. Sometimes we let pettiness take away from relationships that we should really hold dear in our hearts. And I think that that's something that I really learned while being on this trip, is the fact that there's an incident that happens and we make mountains out of molehills, and we really let that take away from the importance of sometimes friendships, sometimes people in our lives, mentors, because our ego gets broken, our pride gets hit. We really forget that sometimes with certain people, we let one small thing take away from all of the beauty that has happened throughout that whole time in that relationship. Whether it's a partner, whether it's a family member, a friend, a mentor, whoever. And I think that that's something that I'm really learning on this trip, is to really not let yourself consumed by the littleness of things that could happen in life that could destroy a relationship with somebody. I think that that's something that's not necessary. I lasted 11 years without talking to this person. And then all of a sudden it comes to the Dominican Republic, and I was very hesitant about coming, very hesitant about seeing that person. I was very angry about even being in the presence of this person. And then all of a sudden you allow yourself to just be open, allow yourself to just experience. I allowed myself to walk into that room and just have an open mind and an open heart. And then realizing soon after that it was so silly to be angry, because the relationship was still strong, it was still flourishing, and I was able to be at peace not only with myself, but to also be at peace with that person. I hardly remember the reason why I no longer want to talk to this person. We manifest these ideas because our ego is so broken, our ego is so hurt, that we allow ourselves to make up a lot of stories as to, I no longer want to talk to this person. Sure, there are people in our lives that come in, they hurt us, and we must keep those people at a distance. But sometimes there are relationships that are broken because of silly, minute things that should not have gone as far as they did. To be able to accept people where they are is to be able to be kind to people, to be able to be, grounded around people, and not let our ego say, oh, that person didn't say hello to me yesterday, therefore they must not like me anymore, therefore they might whatever. And sometimes people are just having a bad day. Sometimes people are just going through their own things. Remember I talked about burdens, backgrounds, and battles? Sometimes we know people for a very long time and we think we know everything about them, but let alone we don't know that last week they might have gone through something very personal that they really just don't want to discuss with someone, and therefore that action goes further into they might not want to talk to anybody, they might not want to do anything with anybody, and then all of a sudden we start taking all of these things so personal. We start taking all of these things as if we did something, as if that person is angry at us, or that person no longer wants anything to do with us, when the reality of it is that sometimes people just need their own time to grow, to be at peace with whatever might be going on in their lives. We need to think outside of ourselves and to be able to not make excuses for other people, but to be able to come to understanding that sometimes it's not all about us. Sometimes a lot of the things have nothing to do with us. And we take those things so personally, so to heart. We destroy relationships. We aren't grounded enough in that trust that you built with that person. And then all of a sudden you go 11 years without talking to someone for something that could have been easily resolved by a simple conversation. And that's something that I really wanted to share, because it's something that I really saw how much it impacted my life. So I encourage all of us to be able to do that, to not hold on to hate, to not hold on to anger, to not hold on to, oh, I'm never going to talk to that person again. Reach out, forgive. And if you don't want to ever talk to that person, at least forgive that person so that you can be at peace with yourself. I love you so much. Don't forget to watch my videos on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Much love.